In the vast expanse of the world, there's a silence that often goes unnoticed. A silence that resonates with the unheard voices, the unseen efforts, and the unrecognized struggles of countless souls. I'm one of those souls. For far too long, I've been buried beneath the noise, overshadowed by the louder, more prominent figures who've already made their mark. But there's a fire within me, one that's been smoldering in the depths of my being, waiting for the right moment to ignite. That moment is now. The world may not know my name yet, but it will. I'll carve it into the fabric of time itself, and it will echo long after I'm gone. There's a certain darkness in being unknown, a feeling of insignificance that eats away at you from the inside. It whispers that you're just another face in the crowd, another name on a long list that no one bothers to read. It's easy to get lost in this darkness, to let it consume you, make you believe that you're destined for mediocrity. But I refuse to be swallowed by it. I refuse to let the darkness define me. Instead, I'll use it as fuel, as a catalyst to propel me forward, to push me harder than I've ever been pushed before. This darkness is where I'll begin, but it's not where I'll end. My journey is one of struggle, of constant battles fought in the silence of my mind and the harsh reality of the world. It's a journey where every step is a fight against the pull of despair, against the weight of doubt that presses down on my shoulders like a crushing burden. I've made mistakes, more than I care to count, and each one has left its mark on me, a scar that reminds me of my failures. But those scars are not signs of weakness. They're symbols of resilience, proof that I've survived, that I've endured, that I've come out stronger on the other side. There are moments when the weight of it all feels unbearable, when it seems like the world is conspiring against me, determined to keep me in the shadows. In those moments, it's easy to want to give up, to let the darkness win. But I won't. I can't. I have to keep fighting, keep pushing, because I know that if I stop now, I'll be lost forever. The world may be indifferent to my struggle. It may not care whether I succeed or fail, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that I care. I care enough to keep going, to keep fighting, even when it feels like I'm fighting alone. This world is a harsh place, a battleground where only the strongest survive. It's a place that demands everything from you, your time, your energy, your very soul, and gives nothing in return unless you're willing to take it by force. The world doesn't hand out success on a silver platter. It doesn't reward those who sit back and wait for their moment to come. No, it rewards those who go out and seize it. Those who are willing to do whatever it takes to make their mark. I understand that now. I understand that if I want the world to know my name, I have to make it impossible for the world to ignore me. I've heard the whispers, the doubts, the voices that say, I'm not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough. They tell me I'm wasting my time, that I'll never make it, that the world is too big and I am too small. But those voices are wrong. They don't know the fire that burns within me, the relentless drive that pushes me forward. They don't know the strength I found in my solitude, the power I've harnessed from the pain of being overlooked, underestimated, ignored. They don't know that I've turned that pain into determination, that I've sharpened it into a weapon that I'll use to carve out my place in this world. Tomorrow is a concept that has trapped many, a false promise that things will change if we just wait a little longer. But I've learned that tomorrow is a thief, stealing away the opportunities that exist in the present. I can't afford to wait for tomorrow. The time to act is now. Every moment I spend waiting is a moment lost, a chance to make my mark that slips through my fingers. I won't let tomorrow rob me of my future. I'll seize today with both hands, and I won't let go until I've taken everything I've set out to achieve. I've come to realize that no one else can do this for me. There's no knight in shining armor, no mentor or guide who will take my hand and lead me to success. It's all on me. I have to be my own hero, my own savior. I have to find the strength within myself to keep going, to keep fighting, even when it feels like the world is against me. And in doing so, I've discovered a strength I never knew I had. It's a strength born of necessity, of the realization that if I don't fight for my dreams, no one else will. I've learned to embrace the pain, to welcome it as a necessary part of the process. It's the pain that sharpens me, that strengthens me, that makes me unstoppable. The world is not a kind place. It's ruthless, cold, and unforgiving. It doesn't care about my dreams, my desires, my ambitions. It only cares about results. It only respects strength. If I want to succeed, if I want to make my name known, I have to be stronger than the world. I have to be harder, more resilient, more determined than anyone else. I have to be willing to do what others won't, to push myself further than I ever thought possible. Because that's what it takes to make it in this world. That's what it takes to ensure that the world knows my name. Hope is a powerful thing, but it's also dangerous. It can inspire you, drive you to achieve great things, but it can also deceive you, lull you into a false sense of security. Hope without action is meaningless. It's a dream that will never come true. I've learned that I can't rely on hope alone. I have to pair it with relentless action, with a work ethic that borders on obsession. I have to grind every day, to put in the work, to push myself beyond my limits. Only then will hope become reality. Only then will my dreams become something tangible, something real. I've made mistakes, countless mistakes, but I refuse to be defined by them. I refuse to let them hold me back. Instead, I've turned them into lessons, into armor that protects me from future failure. Each mistake has taught me something valuable, something I can use to improve, to get better, to grow. I've learned to embrace my mistakes, to see them not as failures but as stepping stones on my path to success. They're not setbacks, they're set-ups for a comeback. And with each lesson learned, I become stronger, more resilient, more prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. There's a power in solitude that few people understand. When you're alone, truly alone, you're forced to confront yourself, to face your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. It's in those moments of solitude that you discover who you really are, what you're really made of. I've found strength in my loneliness, a strength that comes from knowing that I don't need anyone else's validation, anyone else's approval. I know who I am. I know what I am capable of. And I know that I have the power within me to achieve greatness. I don't need anyone else to tell me that. I don't need anyone else to recognize it, because I recognize it, and that's enough. The darkness that once seemed so oppressive, so overwhelming, has become my ally. I've learned to embrace it, to use it as a tool for growth, for strength. It's in the darkness that I found my true self, the raw, unfiltered version of who I am. I faced the darkness, looked it in the eye, and I haven't flinched. I've welcomed it, embraced it, and in doing so, I've discovered a power I never knew I had. The darkness is no longer something to be feared. It's something to be harnessed, something to be used. It's a part of me now, a part of my journey, a part of my story. This journey I'm on is a lonely one, a road filled with obstacles, with losses, with pain. But it's a road I must travel alone. There's no shortcut, no easy way out. Every step is a struggle, every breath a battle. But I won't stop, I can't stop. I'm committed to this fight, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much I want to give up. I know what I want, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. My spirit is unbreakable. No matter how many times I'm knocked down, I'll get back up. No matter how many obstacles are thrown in my path, I'll find a way around them. I refuse to be defeated. I refuse to surrender. I will keep going, keep fighting, until there's nothing left of me. And even then, I'll find a way to keep going. Because that's who I am. That's what I'm made of. I am strong, I am resilient, I am unstoppable. So to anyone who's listening, to anyone who feels the same darkness, the same weight, I tell you this: you are not alone. You are stronger than you think. And no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much it hurts, you can rise above it. You can fight through it. You can win. The darkness doesn't define you. Your struggle doesn't define you. Your strength does. Your resilience does. So rise, fight, and embrace your strength. Because in the end, that's what will carry you through. That's what will make you unstoppable.